Welcome to our program on Kardec Radio.
Hello, good evening, my friends. This is Angy Stewart from InnerLight, and we are here live on Kardec Radio. Tonight, Thursday night, and it's 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Super happy to be here with you. This program happens every week. And if you are new here, I will quickly explain. It's 1 hour divided in two portions of 30 minutes. The first 30 minutes, we study this beautiful book, What is Spiritism? And this book is a book that Kardec wrote helping people to understand what is Spiritism. So this is a book for people that has no idea of what it is. It will help them with the basic understanding. There are few interviews here, and Kardec interviews people that do not accept it, people that do not know it, and people that actually know and would like to know more information. So it's a great book for all of us, if you know Spiritism or if you do not know Spiritism. Then the second half an hour, we study this book, The Gospel According to Spiritism. So this book are the moral teachings of Jesus analyzed by the Spiritist point of view. So they bring light for us, help us to understand, help us to connect with the main portions of Spiritism. So it brings light to that, the parables that are very difficult to understand, and also helps us throughout this difficult time we are all living of this pandemic. So we are able to feel a little bit better, understand that everything happens for a reason, know that there is hope, but we have to be strong, we have to have faith, and of course we have to do our part. So we have to follow science, protecting ourselves, trying our best to not be able to get sick in this difficult time of our lives. And I'm not talking only physically sick, but also mentally sick, because that's a moment that a lot of depression is happening. People are going through lots of mental issues, super stressed people that are extremely lonely, vulnerable. So this study is the one that will bring us like this need that we have, this calmness, helping us to breathe throughout our physical body and throughout our soul. So my friends, before we jump in our study, I always like to tell you, please put your bottle of water. So the enlightened spirits will bless it. We'll put your special medication there, so you can drink it throughout the week and you can feel better. And if you are one of those people that follow us for a long time, you know that me and my group called Volunteers of Love, that's our group, our ecumenical group. Any religion and no religion can join this group. And we do lots of different charitable works. So at this moment, I am actually doing a fundraising in order to raise some money to finally be able to become a nonprofit organization, 501c3. So whenever the group Volunteers of Love become a nonprofit, we will be able to do so much more. First of all, we will be able to give tax deducting, taxable, deductible documents. I don't know how to say the word, I forgot. Receipts to donors. So anyone that donates any amount of money for us, or goods, for example, we will be able to give a documentation saying they have done that, and they can submit this to the government. But also lots of people that have students that need hours. So if they volunteer with us, they will be able to get these hours. And of course, there are many programs from the government that a non-profit organization can submit and try to participate. So this would be super, super helpful for us. And why I'm saying all that? Because I was able to get 6 wonderful prizes, and together they are over $1,000, and we are selling raffles. On March 7th, 6 lucky people will be the winners of these raffles. So the 6 prizes are: the first one, the most expensive one, $550, is a photo shoot, is a professional photo shoot. The second one, $350, is a teeth whitening treatment. The third one is a 1-hour massage, $150. Is a Swedish massage. I love it. The fourth is a Brazilian cooking lesson. Delicious dishes that you can choose one of them, and the person will cook for you to see in person or via Zoom. You choose. The fifth one is an extra large box of the French macaroons dessert. Delicious, $50. And the last one is a whole week of gourmet soups. They are delicious. So all these wonderful gifts. And so we are trying to sell tickets. 1 ticket is $10, 3 tickets, $20, and 5 tickets, $30. So if you like our program, if you like Mia InnerLight, if you have ever participate of any of the volunteer projects of Volunteers of Love. The last one was in December when we did the loving bags for the homeless. We were able to make 400 bags. Please help us out. If you don't live in Miami, consider doing a donation of $10. You will be helping us so much. If you go to our Facebook page, Instagram, our website, you can donate via PayPal directly to my account, Angy Stewart. So this is just for you to know, and if you want to help us out, thank you, thank you, thank you. And let's start. So I always start with a prayer to relax us, connect us with the light spirits. So let's close our eyes, relax for 1 minute, and then we start the study. God, our Mother and Father, thank you so much for the blessing of being here together tonight. Help us all to be able to connect with the enlightened spirits, helping us to elevate our thoughts, our vibrations, opening our minds to be able to understand and accept what we might not be able to do it at this moment. And help us, Master, to spread these loving vibrations to everywhere, to our families, our friends, and to anyone that we will be meeting. Please stay with us, and so be it. Very good, my friends. It's wonderful to be here to start our study. So I see Saul. Hello, Saul. Nice to have you here all the time, my friend. Claudia Garces. Good evening, everyone. If you are listening to this, if you're seeing us through Facebook or through YouTube, I only can say hello. If you write anything, if you are just watching us, I can't see you because I'm using a platform that connects many different platforms together. Anyway, so let's start our study. I will share my book, and you will be able to follow the study. So let me see. I think it's cutting a little bit. Let me make it a tiny little bit smaller so you can read it properly. So last week we were reading this book, and we saw that Kardec, we were talking about his personality, and we were talking how hard he was working is his final years promoting his books, because he really wanted to be able to complete the basic of the Spiritist philosophy. So we saw that he finally wrote the Genesis book, and he was traveling, showing the books, telling the people this new book was launched so they could buy it and start studying it. But then we also saw that the spirits told him, calm down, you are exhausting your body. Because we saw also that he was waking up 4:30 in the morning every day to write many letters, to compile the books. So this was an exhausting work. And the spirits told him, you have to relax, although you are going to come back before your time. But he couldn't stop because he was constantly afraid of dying and not being able to finish what he thought about finishing. Another thing, he was worried. He was like, after I die, who will take my place? Who will be the person who will be able to substitute me and continue this work? So these were things that really made him nervous, and he continued working faster and faster. But the spirits told him, I said, you are not going to be able to finish what you want, but you will reincarnate pretty soon, and you will be able to finish it then. But imagine someone telling you, oh, don't worry about it because you will die, but you will come back and then you finish. It's okay. The thing is, the spirit's point of view is life is eternal. 100 years to a eternal being is absolutely nothing. It's nothing. For us, that we know a person usually lives until 100 years is a limited time. So we are like, are you kidding me? I don't want to die and then have to come back again. And I'm not, probably I will not remember how to do it. So our vision as incarnated beings is very different than when we are in the spiritual realm. But anyway, so Kardec worked his most. He was able to finish the codification, and then he perished, and then he died. And then we were reading that all his followers and his friends, his family got together, and they were talking about him. So few people were reading about him and giving like the last words, that they were writing beautiful things about him. And in this portion here, this is what the newspapers are going to be talking about Kardec, because Kardec was actually very famous, not because of Spiritism only, but because he was a professor. So he actually tried to hide this becoming Kardec when he used the code name Kardec, because his real name was Professor Rivaio, and that's how he was famous. But then when he joined, he embraced the Spiritism, and he started spreading this, he also started getting very well known about it. Anyway, let's go to what, oops, I actually removed it. Let's go to what the book tells us. So all the newspapers of the time concerned themselves with the death of Allan Kardec, and they tried to surmise its consequences. Following is what Mr. Pages de Noyer wrote in the Journal, the Journal of the Paris of April 3rd, 1869. So who is saying this in blue is actually his biographer. And now in Rissos, and here in yellow is what the newspaper was saying. So I will read and I will make comments. So he who for so long occupied the scientific and religious world under the pseudonym Allan Kardec was called Revile and died at the age of 65. We saw him lying on a simple mattress in the middle of the session room in which he had presided for so many years. We saw him with the peaceful look expressed by those whom death has come as no surprise, those who have peace for having lived an honest life filled with work and who display a reflection of purity that their soul has stamped on their abandoned body. So here is what the reporter is saying. They saw Kardec lying there in this mattress in a very simple room in the Spirit Center that he actually founded and presided. So, and he's saying that he was with a happy expression, like a happy expression, as he mentions here, of these ones who lived an honest life filled with work and who displayed the reflection of a purity. So that's how Kardec was lying there. So resigned through faith in a better life and through the conviction of the immortality of the soul. Many disciples have cast a glance to those discolored lips, which only the day before spoke the language of the earth, but they have already received the consolation of life beyond the grave. Allan Kardec's spirit came to tell them that his state of confusion had been his first impressions of who among his predecessors in the afterlife had come to help his soul detach itself from matter. If, if style makes the man, then whose then those who know Allan Kardec in life cannot help being moved by the authenticity of the spirit communication. So in this point here, the reporter discovered that Kardec had actually given a message, a short message to his followers, to the members of the Spiritist Society, telling like basically, hey, I'm alive. Don't worry about my body. Everything I told you is true. I'm here and I'm receiving help to disconnect from my body and I will go on. I will see you soon. Basically, that's what Kardec was telling his friends from the Spirit Center. So Allan Kardec's death is noteworthy due to a strange coincidence. The society founded by that great popularizer of Spiritism had simply disappeared. The place had been abandoned and all the furniture removed. Nothing remained on a past that nothing remained on a past that was to be reborn on new foundations. At the end of the last session, the president said his goodbyes. His mission completed, he withdrew from the daily struggle in order to devote himself entirely to studying spiritualist philosophy. Others, who are younger, intrepid individuals, would continue his work and, strong in their virility, impose the truth by their conviction. So this portion is also interesting because at the same time Kardec died, his spirit center had actually moved from one address to another. So they were in that period of transition when they are going to open the other center in a different address, in a place a little bit bigger, when Kardec actually died. So the reporter makes this comparison of the spirit center disappearing from one location, and the president, the one who actually helped to codify the doctrine, also physically disappearing. But we know that he actually appeared in his full being, his spiritual being, in the other side, as we spiritists call the real side of life, because the real life is the life of the spirit, not the life of the body. So I just want to say hello. Hello, Orlando Gray. Nice to have you here with us. Welcome, welcome. Hope you can join us every week. So if you guys have any questions, any comments, please write it down and I will stop a few moments to take a look, okay? So let's go. Why refer to the details of his death? Why does the way the instrument broke matter? Why devote a line to those fragments from where onward immerse in the immense vortex of molecules? Allan Kardec died at the proper time. With him ended the prologue to living religion, which radiant outward every day will soon have illumined all humankind. No one better than Kardec could have fulfilled the work of spreading Spiritism, and for which it was necessary to sacrifice long vigils that nourished the spirit, to have the patience that educates with the passing of time, and the self-denial that confronts the folly of the present in order to see nothing except the radiant of the future. With his works, Allan Kardec has founded the dogma foretold by the most ancient societies. His name, appreciated as that of a moral man, has long been popularized by those who believe and those who fear. It is difficult to practice the good without shocking established interests. Spiritism destroys many abuses and uplifts many sorrowful sciences, giving them the certainty of the proof and the consolation of the future. So in this point here, the reporter is making this mention that Kardec lived his life in the best way possible, doing what he believed and devoting many hours to it. Vigils, he used to, as I just said, wake up 4:30 in the morning to be able to work towards Spiritism. He still had his normal job, but he devoted so many hours to compiling the books, to writing letters, to receiving letters. In the beginning, we saw that he wrote and read thousands of letters, because he received thousands of letters from many mediums from other countries, not just from France, from other countries. He spoke many languages, so for him was a little bit easier to be able to translate and to understand. So that's how he took many different answers from many different mediums, compiled together, and saw all the answers that had something in common. And then he said, this portion, I know it's true because it's many different mediums saying the same thing. So it was an enormous work, was very difficult, but he dedicated himself. And he was a great person for this job, because he was so organized, he was so methodical. So when you take the Spirits book, for example, and when you study it, you go from the first question to the last one, you see there is a chain of events. He didn't ask things like jumping aleatory, but connected. He starts one connected to the other. And sometimes he even asks the spirits the same question in a different way to see if he was going to get a different answer. And many times the spirits tell him, you already asked the same question. The spirits are telling, don't fool me because we will fool you. So he was like, okay, he already answered. It's fine. Okay, good. So this is just for us to understand how Kardec thought. How was his mind all the time working, thinking. So spiritists today mourn the friend who has left them because our understanding, which is material, so to speak, cannot submit itself to the idea of transition. However, once the first tribute to this inferiority of our organism is paid, we lift our head and cross over into the invisible world, which we feel exists beyond the grave, and we reach out our hand to the friend who is no longer with us, convinced that his spirit will always watch over us. The president of the Parisian Society is dead, but the number of followers grows day by day. The courageous ones, those who throughout their respect for the master held themselves back, will not hesitate to assert themselves for the good of the great cause. This death, which common folk have regarded with indifference, is nevertheless a great event for the humankind. It is no longer the tomb of a man, it is the tombstone filling that immense emptiness that the materialism had carved out at our feet, and upon which Spiritism has scattered flowers of hope. So it's also a beautiful message here. I believe this reporter, he actually liked a little bit Spiritism because he makes these beautiful comparisons of our reality and what Kardec was bringing to us. You have to understand, we are in 2021, and it is still very, very, very difficult for people to understand there is life after death. Because a lot of people, they don't believe in it. They don't understand. They have no idea this is possible. A lot of people think when this body dies, that's it, disappeared, everything ended. Others had different types of beliefs. They have certain limitations on their beliefs. They believe in hell, so they think if someone did something bad, they will end up in hell forever. They will be punished forever. And in Spiritism, we understand it's not like that. Even the worst criminal ever, he will have another chance. He will have a chance to be a better person. If it wasn't like this, what kind of God would be that? That would be a mean God. A God that you made a mistake, that's it. You will be punished forever. And this is not the God we understand. This is not the God that we believe. We understand that God is a loving mother and father. Who is the good mother and father that the son breaks something and the son will be punished forever? No one. No one. A good mother and father will teach the kid that he shouldn't do that, especially if it was in purpose. Because there's sometimes it could be as a mistake. It happened without a full intention. This can happen in our real lives too. So this is for us to understand how beautiful is this message. And to finalize, this message here in blue is of Angy Stewart. So this is what he is telling about Kardec. So one point that does not attract our attention, but which should be pointed out, is the true Christian charity of Allan Kardec. One could say that his left hand never knew the good of his right hand was doing. and that this one never knew the bites made at the other by those whom gratitude is an excessively heavy burden. Anonymous letters, insults, betrayals, and systematic defamations. Nothing was spared this intrepid fighter, this great and heroic soul who has fully entered immortality. So this is just for you to remember what we studied in the past, that he received so many insults, so many people were lying about him, telling that he was stealing money from the Spirit Center, that he was traveling, instead of traveling to talk about Spiritism, he was traveling on vacation with the money of the Spiritist Society and many other things. If nowadays it's already difficult for us to talk about spirituality, to face the people that are extremely against reincarnation or other understandings, imagine in the time of Kardec. As I just said, we are in 2021 and we have so many problems. There is so much hatred outside. People love to hate, what is absolutely horrible and very sad. So this also happened in the past, and it was even stronger because prejudice in the past was much, much stronger. If it is still nowadays, and we have a lot of prejudice to different things, imagine over 200 years ago. So it was much, much tougher. And then he continues, Allan Kardec's mortal remains rest in Père Lachaise, in Paris, under the modest headstone set up the piety of his disciples. It is this place that since 1869, followers who have faithfully guarded the memory of the Master and who have preciously kept him on their heart gather every year. And since he was reunited by an analogous sentiment, let us repeat out loud, ladies and gentlemen, blessed be Allan Kardec. Henri Sauce. It is so beautiful. I know that I was reading, maybe I was reading too quickly, but if you have the chance to read it again, it's a beautiful message that brings us this understanding of who was Kardec and how people perceived Kardec and the amazing work that he did for us, because we are here today because of him. He was the first one. Of course, after him, many others came, and thank God we were able to get even more books and a better understanding. But the Kardec is the one who gave us this solid base. So just for you to understand, to be able to build these skyscrapers, the hundreds of floors, if you don't have a very, very solid base, you don't have a building. It will collapse. The same thing with the Spiritist philosophy. Because of his strong base, we were able to have others that came and contributed so much. So this was the beginning of the book. So now that we actually finished the biography done by Henri Sauce. Next week, we will actually start the book. And the first chapter is what is Spiritism? Because until now, we were talking about who was Kardec and how he started the Spiritist philosophy. So, my friends, we are going to the second part of our study, and we are going to the gospel, and I am inviting our friends here. So, today we have two friends that both had been here with us. So you know both of them. This is Claudia Garces.
Hello.
Hi, Claudia. How are
Hello.
you?
Good, and you?
Very, very good to have you here. And we have here João Ferreira. João also have been here with us before. Hello, João.
Hello, everyone. Good night.
Very
Good
good to
evening.
have you here. today I have two. I have two New York, two Miamiers. So we are
Yeah.
all in Miami. This is really, really, really good. Very good to have you all here. So, my friends, we are going to the gospel. If you have the book, let's pick up the book. Our study today is chapter 13. So we are continue our study from last week. And today we are going to talk about invite the title of the chapter 13, item number 7, because we are going to try to do from 7 to 12. Let's see if we can manage. Let's see if we can manage. So the title of the first item is invite the poor and the lame, give without expecting recompense. So this is a great title because when we think nowadays, even when people give something, I'm not even talking about the charity. I'm not talking about charity yet. I'm talking about anything. Someone gives you a birthday gift, expensive birthday gift, and then you kind of feel obligated to give an expensive birthday gift, or the contrary.
Mm-hmm.
Usually the person who gives something expensive, depending on the person is not really expecting to get something back. But there are people that they give, and if you don't give something on their birthday, they will say, you see, I bought her that super expensive pocketbook and she didn't even call me. So this is also giving, but you are already expecting. Or another situation, someone is throwing a party, and I will only invite the people that I know will throw parties and will invite me. So this can also be connected here, because we will talk about a broader sense, because it's really donating love, helping people that are sick, people that have no homes. But we can put it in every single context. That's what I wanted to say. So what do you guys have to add?
I think you should do things without expecting, and it's the most honorable thing to do is do things to others without expecting anything, and especially do things to people that they are not expecting them nothing from you. It's always great to help and to recognize, and without we wanting something back. That's what we always should do. Always help and being correct and doing the best you can, but without thinking in the future like I'm gonna get paid, I'm gonna get something. And because what the most important thing is always to do good to people with your heart, not with you expecting.
Yeah.
Because sometimes also when you expect, it's like it never comes the way because you expect always something in a way that sometimes the other person doesn't, is not like, the person is not prepared to give what you want. You see, so it's better to do whatever you feel inside without expecting the other to come. And because I think it's more, it comes from inside. It's not like a social thing that you have to, like, you have to do what people want you to do. You have to do whatever you feel like doing without
Yes.
expecting it in return. I think it's nicer when like, sometimes you buy something to someone, and just because you want to give someone a present, just because you feel like giving someone something. It's so nice when you go and you give, like, your friend, like your coworker, you come and you give like a flower. the person gets so happy. You bring like light and energy, good energy. You don't have to do every time you give something, you have to get it back.
Exactly.
There's not a rule for that. People of
Exactly.
men created that, but it's not what we should do.
Exactly. And you know, when we have real friends, we understand it, because when you have those friends that are really friends of interest, this happens a lot. They give you something expecting something back. And when you are sick, all your friends, they disappear. They
They're
disappear.
gone. Yeah.
The ones who will be there are the ones who really care about you. And
That's
maybe you never even pay attention to this person. This person is someone that you never really thought was really concerned about your health, for example. But when everybody disappears, you are sick, or you are unemployed, or you are going through a very tough
hmm
time, and this person is still searches for you, that's the person who really, really loves you by the word
hmm
of love. This is totally true.
I think we are all brothers and sisters, and we
The
should
word of
always love one another.
Yes, definitely. That's what we are trying to, but it's not what happened, unfortunately. But that's what we want to happen. So we have to start giving this loving examples, so people can actually see things happening in a different way and say, she is actually so nice. She is doing it, or he is doing that. And then we start demonstrating through our examples what we all should do. And then we know that we are, thank God, we are evolving. So people, more and more and more people will start doing good things. Of course, the news is still sell what is negative, what is
Right.
evil, horrible, whatever, calls a lot of attention. But there are so much goodness out there. It's just that the media don't promote so much because it doesn't sell,
It
doesn't
doesn't
give
sell.
numbers.
It doesn't sell.
Yes,
Good things.
exactly,
That's right.
We should
exactly.
have.
So yes, you can
I
say.
think we should have and have more charitable impulse. It's just like be more giving and
Yes,
be.
exactly. Yeah, give more and not expecting return. Let's
Yeah,
give more
but
and not
but
think.
I think during this time, like for example, this pandemic time that we're facing now, there are a lot of more. I mean, we can see a lot of people giving more and not expecting in return, because most of people today, like there are a lot of unemployed people, and they they are not gonna give you back anything, if, at least right now, because they can't, at least the material thing. Yeah, so
Yeah.
they can give you like a hug, a smile back, and so it's nice to do something now and do not expect anything. It's a
Yes.
good time to do charity right now.
Yes,
Yes.
that's what the enlightened spirits, they tell us, that each time some world commotion happens, people get more fragile, and
hmm
others get more sensible. They feel more sensitive towards the problem of the others, so they open up more. So this is something that's true. It's beautiful. One thing for us to mention also is what is charity, because we are going to go into the next one that talks about the material and the moral charity. That's a very big difference between material and moral charity. We are actually talking about it, but
hmm
before we go, the Jesus mentions what is charity in his understanding. So if you take the Spirit's book, the question 886, then you have the whole answer there. But basically, charity for Jesus is benevolence towards all, indulgence towards the other's imperfections, and the forgiveness to the offenses. So this is beautiful. So this is a charity that very few people think about, and the charity is benevolence, indulgence, and forgiveness. It's nothing material, but immaterial and so important. And then the spirits who the first message that we have in number 8, that's actually Kardec explanation. He says, practice Jesus maxims. If they do it out of benevolence and without ostentation, and if they know how to disguise the benefit with sincere cordiality, this is a beautiful thing. So this is important for us. Like, even when we are doing some material charity, we have to be quiet about it. We don't want to make a scandal. Look, I'm giving a piece of bread here. Do you see? Hey, selfie. Nowadays everything is a selfie, and I even saw selfies of horrible things going on, like a fire or whatever is happening. The person is doing a selfie with a disaster in the background. It's almost like people are going crazy nowadays. It's like very weird. So what can we continue talking about? Material charity and moral charity, number 9.
Material, I think if you have the means to give without expecting anything back, is important. And moral is always do things. They are both connected. Do things to others, and with one hand, not telling the other one, like you say, not taking a selfie.
Yes. Do you want to say anything, Claudia, before I continue?
Well, it's like I believe that when people first think about charity, you first think about getting some money and give to the poor, right? And there's so many ways that you can do the good to other people. You can give, you can listen to someone, which is so as important as to give something like a material thing, because
Right.
sometimes, yeah, right.
Very right,
When
yeah.
the person is sad, you go and you listen to her. When someone is alone, you go to their house and you visit them, and it's there's so many ways that you can do good to the other people.
Yeah.
And it's not only with material things. Sometimes material is not, you don't, like, for example, if you don't have any money, how can you do the good to others? By giving your time, by sharing something that you have, like good energy, right? So it's not only money, not only food. um, there's a lot of ways that you can share to the other people.
Yeah.
But it's very important also if you have the means to help, because a
Oh,
lot of
yes.
people want to help but cannot, and if you can help, it will really do good, because a lot of times have people that doesn't have the time, and the other have the time but doesn't have the means. So it's always good to
have a
balance.
balance.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Exactly.
that's exactly what Claudia is saying. Like, sometimes you don't have the means. If you have, it's wonderful. But if you don't have, even like stopping and doing a prayer for that person that is going through a difficult time. So, you feel, even if you feel like you couldn't do much, but you did a lot. You already donated your time, sent your positive energy, and hope this person benefited somehow. And the
Because
spirit
sometimes I'm
tells
sorry,
us,
Angela.
yes,
No, I was gonna say that sometimes it's easier to give the material, because
yes,
You
and
think you wash your hands, right?
yeah,
yeah,
it's true. It's true.
Yeah, exactly. It's very different. It's the same thing, but for example, when you buy food in a market and you deliver to a place, then when you pack everything, you put in a bag, you chose it, and you go there and you handle it. The
Yeah,
energy of the energy of doing
it's
is
different.
it's different. If you guys ever did something like that, the energy is so different. It's like, the person that you receive sends us such a positive vibes. It's just like nowadays you can kiss anyone, you can hug anyone, but you feel the good
Yeah,
vibration.
it's
But
It
the
is
true.
true.
spirit of Rosalie in the number 9 says, talks about the moral charity, and also talks about the moral charity in the sense that keep quiet and let a more ignorant person to speak. It's talking about ignorant people that attack you, that curse you, that whatever are doing. So this yet is another kind of charity. So turn a deaf ear when a mocking word escapes the mouth accustomed to scorn, not paying any attention to the smear of disdain that greets your entry amongst persons who often wrongly think they are above you. So this is also charity. When the people disagree with us and they curse us, they say bad things, they gossip, they whatever. If we answer in the same way, if we answer in the same tone, then we are nothing better than they are. We are
Mm,
equal. But
that's
when we try our best, like to drink the water that the spirit of André Luiz taught us in the movie Nosso Lar, Astral City,
mhm,
and we keep quiet to the world, to the society. Oh, look at that poor woman. The
mhm,
other one is cursing, is doing she didn't do anything. No, she's doing much more
it's
because
true.
it's so difficult to resist, to curse back. It's so difficult. I know.
This
Especially
is
people like
something.
me, super, when this happens, it takes really like, Angela, calm down, calm down, calm down. Don't say anything. Don't say no, no, no. So I have to get out of the location because I
Mhm.
know myself. If I remain in a place that I'm under attack, I'm not going to be able to control myself for a long time. But one day, Angela will come back in a new package, much more calmer, like Claudia, and she
Oh
will be able
no,
to
no, no, no! Don't think.
resist so much easier. That's the beauty of reincarnation because we improve, we improve.
But let me tell you, I think it's so hard to listen. It is
Mhm.
hard to listen and without, you know,
Without attacking back.
attacking. It's very hard. So
Yes.
it's an exercise that we should do every day, and it's not easy.
No.
Yes.
No.
Easy.
And I think it would be a charity not for the other people, but also for us,
Yes.
because we were, we would be doing good to us. So, and it's an exercise that definitely we have to do more often.
It is
Yes.
true.
Exactly. Exactly. And there is also a beautiful message in number 10. Number 10, still talking about this charity. So this is a protector spirit. And the message is long, but says, for example, charity, my friends, may be practiced in many ways, as we said, praying and giving some good advice, especially to people that are embittered. So he gives different situations for us, like how can we help, how can we practice charity in different situations. So he's talking about people that are embittered. What can we say to people that are very bitter, that type of people that come and they say, João, my life is a disaster. I hate my job. I hate where I live. I hate. João, what would you tell a person like that?
To relax, to be more comprehensive, and try to understand himself better.
The first thing we should always say is like, I know you hate your house, but you have a house. How many people don't have a house? You hate your job, but you have a job. So good to have a job.
Mhm.
So it's difficult because people who usually are so bitter, whatever you say, the person will
It's
answer
true.
something that's no, but you don't have my
There
job.
is such bad vibration. It's
Exactly.
so
They have hard time to
dense.
change, to switch their thoughts. But
Mhm.
that's what Divaldo Franco always tell us in that beautiful prayer. He loves to say that we have to always give thanks for everything.
Yeah.
We have a body. Maybe our physical body is sick, is not, it doesn't look as we would like it to look, but we are able to be living. So many spirits would like to be reincarnated and then they were aborted. So we should try to find a way for these bitter people to see there are beautiful things. And of course, a person is not going to change from 1 minute to the other, but it's all food for thought. So they can
Mhm.
João actually mentioned about the job. Can you imagine if I lose this job during a pandemic? It's going to be difficult for me to get another job. So this person will start having glimpses.
Mhm. Yeah,
But
and as a friend, you have to continue praying and sending good energy so that this person can see it, can find a way to get out of this heavy atmosphere.
exactly,
I have a
exactly.
system with me. All the time I see something that somebody doesn't, my guardian angel, myself doesn't go well with, or sometimes I see like a bad situation or like fight, argument. I always pray for the guardian angel or the spirit
Mhm.
of the person to help
To
them
help.
calm down.
Yeah,
And really, it's like really helps. It really
yeah,
does. It's
yeah. That's
incredible. It's
good.
incredible how it works. It's amazing. I've
Yeah,
been to
because
a
we
lot of situations
can't
that I
reach the
did, and
person.
was amazing.
We might not be able to reach the person at that moment, but the guardian angel gives him a healing massage
Yeah,
and he or she calms down. So Teresa
yeah.
is saying we can always help being indulgent in thought.
Yeah.
Yes, Teresa, we can also do that. We can always practice this too. And there are so many beautiful examples this spirit gives to us. So I encourage you to read all the number 10. It's very, very beautiful. And just to start, what can we talk about the beneficence? We have very few minutes, so we should talk a little bit about it. So what can you guys say about beneficence? Number 11 and 12.
Claudia.
You guys are awesome. So,
Yep.
what is beneficence? How can we define what is it?
I like the part in there of that was actually I was looking for the part of the mountain, the top of the mountain, when somebody asked Jesus why believe in God, and like see if you are in the top of the mountain, you see everybody over there. So beneficial for me is like when you get something, and we always been benefited by Jesus, by what God did for us, and we always receiving things,
Yes,
and
yes.
we're always
Beneficence
receiving.
is this
Even
feeling of a gratitude when you help someone else. This is the feeling of beneficence.
right,
It's when you are able to benefit someone else. So you extend your hand, your words, your prayers. So the spirits, they always tell us that whenever you are able to really touch the heart of someone, you feel that empowerment within
To yourself.
yourself, and you feel like, I feel so good today. And people don't realize it. When people that never did something like this, they don't connect with it. But to people that are used to do some kind of little charity, like we go to the nursing homes to visit the elderly. When we go and we are able to dance, sing to them, or just say hello. Sometimes in New York, I used to read a book to one of my loving elderlies. Just that was so good. And I remember this one particularly saying, "When are you coming back?" And I'm like, "Oh,
That's the best part, huh?
oh my God, she misses me." I felt like, oh,
And I think that we should think more often. Um, what this, because everybody wants to be treated nicely, the way that I want to be treated nicely. That's the way that I should treat people.
yeah, oh
It's
yeah,
I think
not
Claudia.
hard.
I think
Sometimes I
Claudia sees that every week, because when she go with her group to the caravana,
don't pay
visiting
attention to it.
visiting the older people, and the amount of love they give back, and they always want her in the group back. It's amazing. It's like
It is.
especially when you spend time with them, listen to them, and I think like we are the one who get beneficial by, you know what I mean, because
Oh yes.
it's so much love we give, but we
yeah.
receive so much love, and that it's like food to the
Yeah,
alma.
this is good. This is good. So, if all of you who are listening, if you live in Miami, New York, there are many cities. There is this group caravan of
Hmm.
love that you can
Right.
join them, and they go. Each group goes in a different timeline, but you can
Mhm.
contact them, and usually they go once a week to sing, to dance, to visit. And of
Yeah.
course, during the pandemic, everything's a little different. So
Yeah. But
soon,
everything
we
that we
will be
do, like for
able.
example, the volunteers of love, there is the loving letters, the
Yes,
letters for for
Yeah.
the
yes,
elderly. It's so nice, and
yeah.
it's so. I mean, I get so happy when I receive their answer.
Me
So
too. I received the one. I don't know where I put it now, but I got so happy. It was almost like, oh, lottery ticket.
yeah,
It's so good to see what they wrote, what they think, and one day to be able to visit them when pandemic is gone. We that live in Miami, we actually
hmm,
will be able to visit them. So this will be so nice. This will be nice.
And to do some marchand, it would be great if everybody can help a little bit for this charitable that Angela is creating, because when things start again, we are going to be able to do a lot more, and
oh
going to be a
yes,
lot more things we can do and help. It's going to be a lot more events, and everybody can participate.
Yes, it's true. Thank you, João. Yes, as if you guys were not here in the beginning of the live, I was talking about the raffles. I actually have some tickets here, tickets for the
yes.
raffle.
Let's buy it. Let's buy them.
$10, guys, $10.
And the
You can
prizes are
try
so
beautiful
amazing.
prizes. It's over $1,000, and you can be one of the 6 lucky people. But if you live far away from us, just consider donating $10. And if we get many people donating $10, we can go far away, and we will be able to open our nonprofit. That would
I
be
think
really
I think like every event that we participate the year before the pandemic, it was so successful. The amount of people who got so happy because they sometimes they are confined in small space every week with the same people, and they see some different people like the caravana or the
Hmm.
events Angela always does. It brings so much,
Yeah.
and it's so important to them, and also we are very important to us too, to be
Oh
able to do
yes.
something. And so
yeah,
it would be
yeah,
great if everybody helps
To help.
and
yeah.
work on it.
Let's hope. Let's keep our fingers.
We'll do it.
Charity. Very good, my friends. It's over 10 o'clock. Thank you so much for being here with us. So now we have to do our closing prayer, and we will be back again next week. So, Claudia, would you like to do our final prayer?
Sure. Yeah.
Thank
So let's
you.
close our eyes and let's think about the day that we had. Let's thank God for our homes, our families, our health, and let's always be thankful because we have so much. We receive so much love from God. Jesus, dearly friend, we thank you so much for being with us, for be our example, and be patient with us because there are so many things that we need to learn. But we are happy that we are here studying, and we thank you for this opportunity of being together and study a little bit more. So help us, guide us, and please stay with us and protect us always. So be it.
Amen.
So be it.
Yes.
Very good. Thank you so much, Claudia. Thank you so much, Joel.
Thanks, Angela.
Thank you to all of
Joe,
you
thank
that were
you.
here with us today. I hope you can come back next week and let's continue positive, going through the pandemic with a positive already help us, especially spiritually. So we have this boost of energy and your loving water. Don't forget your blessed water. It's very important. Thank you, my friends. Have
Thank
a
you.
great week. I will see you guys soon. Thank you.
Bye bye,
Good
everybody.
night.
Good
Bye
night.
bye.
Thank you.
Good
Bye.